401k plans are the main retirement savings vehicle for millions of Americans. They allow participants to save on a tax-deferred basis, and both contributions and the investment returns accrue tax-free, and then they're taxed when they're withdrawn, usually in retirement. Now, the U.S. has a progressive income tax system, so high-income families pay higher marginal income tax rates than low-income families do. This makes the tax incentives of 401k plans more beneficial to high-income workers than low-income workers. High-income workers are in higher tax brackets when they have high earnings. By deferring contributions, they lower their taxable wages while they're working, and then they withdraw them usually when they retire under lower income tax brackets. Now, low-income workers get very little benefit from these plans because they are either paid no or low income taxes, both when they accrue them when they're working and as they withdraw them in retirement. So not surprisingly then, most distributional analysis of the effects of 401k plans find that high income workers benefit much more than low income workers, though interestingly we find that 401k plans also do benefit low income workers. In order to prevent 401k plans from overly benefiting high-income workers, Congress enacted non-discrimination rules that require broad participation among rank-and-file workers. Now, employers can satisfy these requirements in a number of ways. The most common way is for employers to make contributions to workers' plans, either through matching contributions or through automatic payments into a worker plan. Now, employers can compensate their workers in a variety of ways, either through wages or fringe benefits. And economists usually assume that an employer is going to offer a package of benefits that allow them to attract and maintain the highest quality worker for dollar of wage cost. So that means that if an employer contributes more to a DC plan, they lower their wages to compensate for that, to hold total compensation the same. Because low-income workers, especially if they have to contribute to their 401k plan, they get very little tax benefit from it, but they would really rather have the compensation to pay for their immediate needs, so to pay their bills, to pay their mortgage, to pay their rent. So they'd rather have the earnings that have the 401k savings. But in order for employers to attract the high wage worker the workers who really do benefit from these 401k plans, they need to offer the 401k plans to keep the high wage workers there. In this experiment, what we asked was, among employers that offer a 401k plan, a DC plan, what happens when the employer's contribution rises? What happens to employer wages when employer contributions rise? And here we did find some reduction in wages, but interestingly, we found much larger reduction in worker wages among high-income workers than among low-income workers. Specifically, we found that among high-income men, a $1 increase in employer contribution reduced wages by 90 cents, but for low-income men, it reduced wages by only 29 cents. For high-income women, an extra $1 of employer contribution reduced wages by 99 cents, but for low-income women, it reduced wages by only 11 cents. These results support the notion that there are different wage and benefit trade-offs for high-income and low-income workers. For high-income workers, an additional $1 of employer contribution to the retirement plan is almost fully offset by a $1 reduction in wages. But that is not so for low-income workers. For low-income workers, an additional $1 of employer contribution reduces wages by only between 11 and 29 cents. So this really suggests that DC plan contributions increase total compensation for low-income workers, both because employers that offer these plans pay higher wages than employers that don't offer them plans, and because they lower compensation, they increase total compensation for low-income workers more than they do for high-income workers. So while high-income workers get the most tax advantage from these retirement plans. Low-income workers benefit through higher total compensation.